My name is Eggy Drago. I am the cream of the crop. I am the yolk on top. Former VTuber, current human being? God, she's so pretty. Oh my god. It was back in early 2024 when I went to an idol concert in Japan on a whim because of my VTuber Oshi who graduated. Needless to say, I got hooked. I think we like idols. After meeting and talking to 2 English-speaking idols there, I realized every single idol has a story, be it why they chase this dream, their ups and downs, and even their future after all this. And that's what I'm here to do, to learn more about idol culture Listen and talk to idols around the world, be it from Australia to Japan to here in the US, and to give them a platform to tell their story. Every idol has a dream and a story to tell. This is IDOLEYEZ. No Knife, No Life. An alt-idol from the SoCal scene that recently debuted last year, Pleat takes the stage to set your heart on fire. We'll talk about her idol journey and her upcoming single, Calamansi. All Eyes on Me. IDOLEYEZ, episode 56. Pleat. It'll take a little bit. Oh wow, that was quick. Hello. Wow. Very quick.
Hi everyone.
Usually the webcam thing usually like takes like 30 seconds for it to pop up, but that was quick. But I am the cream of the crop. I am the yolk on top. This is Mighty Eggy Drago with IDOLEYEZ episode 56 with our guest for tonight. She hails from Orange County, California. She represents the SoCal idol scene. She is one stab away from your heart. This is Pleat. Pachi, 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 pachi.
Hello, my darling victims. I'm so happy to be here. Thank you for asking me to be on the show.
Thank you for accepting the invitation on short notice. So, yeah. But yeah, glad to have you on the show. And we might as well start things off with a question I usually ask everyone that's been on the show. Who or what got you into idol culture / J-pop culture?
Are you ready for this story? Okay. So this actually goes super way back. So like me, like probably anyone else, most people who got into idols, got into things through anime. So I mean, as a kid, I really loved anime and stuff. And I started listening to J-pop because of like the anime openings. I would listen to that and be like, this is good. And so I just started listening to a lot of J-pop artists, especially Yumi Hamasaki, who pretty much one of my favorite singers of all time. And from there, that's when I slowly started getting into idols. Now, back then, Love Live was like not a thing. Like I think there was some idol animes out there, but there wasn't really too many. Like the only thing I can think of right now would be like Macross Frontier.
Right.
Macross Frontier. I think that was like the one that was like super popular, which I was into. But what really got me into idols at first was a group called Perfume.
Oh.
Now they started off as like kind of like the traditional like idols before they got more into like the electropop and just became like known for that. So I would listen to them, and then from there I listened to a few like Hello Project stuff, and then I got to AKB48, which is probably like my main idol inspiration, at least at that time. And I just love like there's like a group of like all girls, and they're just having fun most of the time. I mean, some of their concerts, there's that one video that they have where they're like suffering backstage.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So it's like, yes, it takes like hard work to be an idol, and I really like appreciated like their hard work, and I just loved to see like their energy. And then from there, I just like I just became like a super big like J-pop fan. I was super into Visual K as well. And then other J-pop artists and like some lesser known ones. Like another one of my favorite electropop kind of artists was Saori at Destiny. And she still makes music today, which is awesome. But it's like I started getting into like more like independent, like kind of smaller J-pop artists. But yeah, so I've been into idols since I want to pinpoint it like 2008. I
Wow.
think that
Oh.
was like the beginning of
Yeah,
my
so
idol journey.
that would have been, yeah. So you basically ran the gambit. You went from like, cause like you went from AKB, you went from Perfume. You also had like very very like usually people like have like contemporary or like current like J-pop. You also
Mm.
named Ayumi Hamasaki as your favorite, right? Way back in like
She is probably like okay. I don't want to say like she's.
I don't
I
want to say
love
she's
her. I
old,
love her.
but like
Oh, yeah. Like Heisei era,
yeah,
like
yeah.
yeah. And then I do want to mention though, towards like so I was in high school, super into AKB48. Then I started getting because of Ayumi Hamasaki. So before she got famous, she was on these like karaoke shows, for some reason, and she was singing songs from the 80s. And I was like, I kind of like this music. So I started listening to like Kayo Kyoku, like back in the Showa era, kind of 80s music, city pop before it was like called city pop, basically.
Right.
Um, and I started getting into that, and that's how I found out about my current like Oshi, Akina Nakamori. So yeah, I kind of I went all over the place there.
Yeah. Pretty good like variety there of artists. Usually people go from like um majority like idol groups. So very
Mm.
much a good variety there. Um we talked about how you got into it. We talked a little bit about your Oshi, but I guess going into that, what really inspired you to take the stage?
Okay, so this is yeah, gonna be like kind of a weird story. So I have always been into music and wanting to make music. I've written lyrics and lyrical poetry since like the age of 7. Like I've been doing it for a long time, and I've always wanted to like put it out there, but there were so many things holding me back. But I would say though, that um, something that really like at least um recently that kind of happened that made me want to go back to like that dream of being on stage was it's something really sad, but so a couple of years ago one of my favorite vocalists passed away. He's a vocalist of a visual kei band called Bugtech.
Mm.
His name was Atsushi Sakurai, and yeah, he was like my favorite like vocalist, the male vocalist of all time. And that really like it just like hit me really hard. I was like upset about it for I mean, I'm still upset about it. But it kind of just made me realize like I don't know, like we don't have much time. And so I wanted to get back into music and just go for it because before like things were just holding me back, like just problems like I had a lot of anxiety growing up, and I did I mean I was on stage before prior, but I just didn't stick with it. And so I'm like, you know what, we need to do this again. So I would say that was like the most recent thing that really got me going into this project that I have right now.
Gotcha. I was I was curious because like, was knife pleat your very first idol activity, or were you in anything prior to this?
No. So I wasn't really in any groups, although I almost was back in like the Tumblr days. One of my mutuals made like an AKB48 cover group, and I really wanted to join, but I didn't really have the capabilities to. Um, but I would say though, 5 years ago, about yeah, a little bit more than 5 years ago, there is a super prominent idol fan in the SoCal community named the Zeta Flare.
Oh,
And he held this idol group or idol gathering at Anime Los Angeles 2020. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to go for it. I'm going to go out there and I'm going to do a little performance. So at the time, I was super into Showa idols. so idols from the 80s in Japan. And so I decided to do a cover of Akina Nakamori's Desire. And at the time, I was going by a name called Enji. And so that was like that was my first thing that I did. And it was super fun. But then, of course, as we all know what happened that year, the
Oh,
pandemic
yeah.
happened. And so I kind of had to put that like dream like behind me for a little bit before the most like recent events started happening. But yeah.
Yeah. COVID definitely did a number on a lot of idol events and a lot of like progression in idol careers. Like
Yeah.
if we go back like to different like idolized episodes, it really affected everyone. So
Mhm.
yeah. With that, so you went from NG, COVID, and then going back a little bit on track or a little bit of a detour. You talked about like being on stage for a little bit and then also like being off and on with it. Um, and also you talked about writing lyrics and writing songs. Did you have like anything else that really prepared you, like dance classes, choir, etc.?
Yes. So, going on about previous times I was on a stage, I grew up going to choir. I don't know how many years, but I would say from like I did all of middle school. I stopped in high school because I started to do art instead. And then I got back into it in college for a little bit. So I have previous experience singing on a stage and singing with groups of people. I even did, I think, a couple solos. Um, so yeah, I had that experience of being on the stage. So like I still get like stage fright a little bit, but like it's not like as intense as like maybe like back then. um and anything else, I mean, honestly, it's just like practice on my own time, I would say.
I see. Because like usually I want to say like some people have some background going before going into idol, and then some just like
Mhm.
get thrown into it and just learn like on the spot. So
Yeah.
it's good to like hear the different sides of things. So COVID happened in between that meetup with Zeta Flare, and then around 2024 you posted on March 2024 like the announcement of Knife Pleat, right?
Yes.
So what inspired the name Knife Pleat?
Okay. So I was brainstorming a bunch of things back when I was trying to figure out what I was gonna name this music project. Um, had a bunch of names going on, but I it's gonna tie into like my aesthetic, I guess, as an idol. But I really like yandere characters in anime a lot. So I I was like, like what goes with that? Okay, like skirt. I was thinking the skirt. So like there's a type of skirt called knife pleat. And it's basically like why it's called that is because when the people are sewing the outfit or the skirt, they use the knife to make the folds.
Oh,
Um and so like I don't know, I thought it was kind of cute like if I like tied that into like an idol name for like a yandere themed idol, because it has like the word knife. So I just started going from there. At first I was like there's no way this name hasn't been taken before, and I looked up like everything, like I looked everywhere. Yeah, I think there's like a group and there's like a restaurant nearby named Knife Plate, but
no idol
as far as
projects.
I know, I'm I'm the first like yeah like solo singer with that name. So I'm like, okay, cool. Cool. We're gonna choose Night Fleet.
It's a very unique name. I'd say like in the Kaiga idol scene, it's very it catches your eye compared to like some stage names. So I'm like, cool. I think like I want to say I first found you on Instagram. I think it was a suggested follow thing
Mhm.
tab, and I was like, knife pleat. What is knife pleat? and
What's
then
Night Fleet?
and I like checked some of your posts. I'm like, oh, idol. I will follow Kel. So yeah.
Yay.
So interesting name. Um, you did talk about Knife Pleat being a project. Originally in that post, you said it was you had like thoughts of it being a group. Is that still the case, or are you iffy on that?
So I originally wanted it to be a group. When I was creating Knife Plate as like the project, I was really inspired by one of my favorite idol groups, ZOC, ZOC. They go by ZOC X, I think now. But I like the idea of like more of like an edgier kind of group. And so I'm like, I really want to have a group of maybe like 4 or 5 people. Um, but as time went on, I was just like, I think I'm just gonna make this a solo project and save the ideas that I have for a group for a time later when I'm more established. I eventually want to become like I say this to people like don't take it super seriously, but like I'm like I want to become like the American Seiko Omori in the terms of like producing a group that I'm also in. So I eventually want to do a group for sure, but I think I need to have the foundations, especially as a producer first, and as an artist, a solo artist, to have like my music out there and just to practice making music so I can have that foundation to apply it to a group.
I see. Um, what else? We talked about, um, yeah. So you decided on whether or not it was gonna be a group or not. Um, I guess foundations of that. How did you choose your image color? I know it's like crimson red and also a shade of purple. I'm trying to remember.
Yes.
It is
I have
Enchanting
like
Violet.
specific names, yeah, for
Yeah.
them too. Enchanting, yeah, violet. So, they're both my favorite colors. Purple and red have always been my favorite colors growing up. And well, first I was just a red idol, and then I brought the purple into it through my first single. But really the colors represent something to me. So red is like my creativity, like my spirit, my passion, that comes from me. And then the purple is the inspiration and the dreams and the magic that come from everyone else. So like my fans, my friends, my family, that is represented by the color purple. So they both have meanings to me. So I just wanted to like add those 2 colors to my idol journey.
Yeah, I do love red. I also do love purple. So
Yay.
you could tell like I do love red. Too. So yeah. Um, image color. Might as well talk about. So you did like the preparations for like announcing yourself, and then you announced your debut performance. Usually people have it at like idol stage showcases and like anime cons. This is
Yeah.
slightly unique because like your first performance was at Hentai Matsuri 2024,
Yes.
June 2024.
Yes.
I'm gonna ask why specifically that con?
So one of the big reasons why, well, first, I was applying to a lot of shows and conventions and events, and I didn't really have a good. I mean, I did have some videos for like examples, but I didn't really have like a performance video or anything. So honestly, they were the first ones to reach out to me and be like, "Hey, we want you to perform here." So they really, I guess, trusted me. So I do want to thank them for that. But I also did like it because it was, of course, it's an 18 plus. It's like a mature event. And so I kind of wanted to bring idols kind of to that because I feel like at least right now idols are very associated in America with of course anime cons and things like that. But you know, there's also idols, you know, who are more alternative and like maybe have like images or songs and stuff that are a bit like darker, or just have themes that maybe aren't super appropriate for anime cons. So I thought that was kind of perfect in a way. When I got accepted, I was like, this is cool. So yeah. That's why.
I see. So they basically accepted you. The first to accept you, right? Or...
Yeah, they were that was basically the first event to reach out to me and be like, "Hey, we want you to perform." I was like, "Okay." And it was in San Diego, so not too far, so
Oh, slightly convenient. So, Hentai Matsuri, you take the stage. What what was your set list, if you can remember?
So, originally, I had applied for a 20-minute set list, but then they had emailed me and they said I could have up to 40 minutes. And I was like, let's do this.
Oh my god. What?
So I was like, hey, why not? Like, I mean, if I'm gonna be here, might as well. So I just go all out. And then I did, what did I do? Let's see. I did 2 Zoc songs. I did one Akina Nakamori song. I did an Anne Lewis song, which I would really like to sing on stage again. And then what else? What else? What else? I think there's probably something else too. Oh, my like staple. Oh my gosh, how could I forget? Suki Suki Daisuki by Jun Togawa, which is like the perfect song for like my aesthetic. So, um, I sang that one too, and that became like the fan favorite of mine for a while. So yeah, I had a pretty good long set list there. I made it through somehow. I was like dying at the end. I was like, oh my god.
So
But I had a lot of fun. Like, I didn't expect like anyone to show up, but like the room was pretty much full. Like there were people standing on the sides, and like there was like, oh my gosh, the coolest moment was when there was a VTuber on like this like little TV stand,
oh,
and someone like just brings her in, and she has pen lights, and
what?
she's like jamming
Oh.
out, and I'm just like, oh, like that was like epic to me. Like,
Yeah, I think. Oh yeah, there was like some clips posted in on your IG. Yeah. I like they panned to the back and there was like a monitor and the VTuber's right there.
yes,
Yeah.
yes, yeah. That was like honestly, it's super amazing. I was like, for my debut, I was like so stoked.
Um, you said that like there was people there. What was like the reception for that set? I know like some people are, or like maybe that crowd is unfamiliar with idol stuff outside of like Suki Suki Daisuki, which is like got viral a little bit. How was the reception to that?
It's pretty good. I would say like maybe like there was definitely people there who had pen lights, who were like, doing the WOTA stuff. Um and then the rest I think they were just like curious, like just bystanders who just so happened to like walk by, and they're like, "Ooh, what's going on there?" And yeah, and during the performance I had a bouquet of roses, and I like threw them out into the audience, and so I got like some participation there. Also during a Suki Suki Daisuki, I made everyone do like a heart sign and like say Suki Suki Daisuki Daisuki. And so that was super fun. And like pretty much everyone did that. So I think it was a pretty good reception.
I was curious on that because like the demographic for an 18 plus con is kind of different. So in my head, so I'm like, it's good
Yeah.
that like they're pretty good on in the audience and stuff. So
Yeah.
were there any other idols in that like convention, or were you the only one?
No, I think I was the only idol. There was like other singers, and I think well, other types of like performers, but I think I was the only idol there. So yeah, it was a little funny, but I mean, like I had a good time there, so
So, going from your debut and then going, I guess, into the present. Like, you're in the SoCal scene, basically.
Mm.
What is it like in that idol space?
So, as an Idol fan, it is like the best thing ever. Like, there's literally shows like every other week you can go to. There's some that are free, and then there's some, that are ticketed. And then there's also the conventions. Usually, our bigger conventions will have an Idol showcase. Um, as a performer, it's a little tough. I'm gonna be real. It's a little tough because there's so much competition. Even though like I don't see myself as competing with people, it is hard to get spots and to get a show, to have a performance. So I have to just be dealing with rejection a lot. So I would say, like, especially as someone in the SoCal scene, if you're just starting out, you're gonna have to get a really tough skin when it comes to like rejection, because there's just so much competition out there. But which is good though, because we have like so much of a variety of Kaigai idols now out here. And yeah, I just really love seeing like different performers. There's a lot of dancers, there's a lot of cosplay dancers, and then there's like people with originals. So like I just love seeing it all like just explode out of like nowhere, it seems like the last couple of years.
Yeah. Like, in that scene, there's the usuals, like, or the regulars, like, Moeage, there's Phoebe, there's Barry. But also, like, there's other people outside of that. There's you, there's, like, I know, like, at Anime Expo, they had the Gorilla Live. You performed there. I think Dempop Idol performed
Yes.
there as well. And a bunch of other people. And they're very much deserving of taking the stage as well. So, yeah. But it's good.
Yeah.
It's good that there's a lot of
Mhm.
people there, but also not
Mhm.
really, cause yeah,
And that's why I do these like guerrilla lives. Especially like I've been trying to do more of like an organized guerrilla life, if that makes sense. Where I have like a lineup of performers. And I usually like to get people who, haven't really maybe had a good chance to debut, or just haven't had opportunities out there in like the con scene. So I like to have like these little like stages in a way, these platforms to kind of just elevate the other Kaikai idols in the scene. So I've been doing that since ALA of this year, and I want to continue doing that into next year. And yeah, just keep like the vibes going. And then there's like, I'm so surprised at the turnout for each of these like events that I hold, because I only expect like maybe it's some passerbys like to be like, yeah, and that's it. But no, there's like a whole group. Like I was so shocked during ALA, when I was having my live. I think it was like 50 people out there, and I was like, where did you guys come from? But also thank you. So yeah, I just want to keep going with that, with the spirit of like punk culture, and like having performances outside of like venues, and also celebrating idols as well.
it's good that there was like a lot of turnout in your ALA performance. Yeah, so like having more idol fans or people that will potentially become your fans are pretty good. Is pretty good. Um, when you're like in that scene, do you wish that there were more idols like yourself, or you do?
Yes. I kind of feel like a little bit lonely sometimes. There's I can't really think of too many alternative. Like there's some who like don't super fit like the stereotypical like idol, like the pastels and the like cutesy kawaii like
Yeah,
aesthetic. But also like I feel like I'm like one of the I think the one of the only ones in SoCal at least like who has like a gothic like kind of aesthetic. And I'm hoping like eventually we can get maybe some more going. Um especially like groups, like that sounds so cool, like having like an alternative group. But I'm always so jealous of like the East Coast because there's so many alternative idols over there, and also in Texas, Texas specifically too. Like, there's so many over there, and I'm just like, I want to go over there, or I want them to come over here. So, I do wish there were a little bit more, at least in California.
Yeah, like it's nice seeing, I guess the kira kira, what do they call it, kawaii like aesthetic, but it's
Mm,
also great to see like the old like aesthetic as well. So like I was
yeah.
wondering that because like I was looking through and like I think you like as you said you were like the only one that had like that alt concept. So I was like, ooh,
Yeah. Yeah, hopefully eventually more people who are interested in idols like are like, "Ooh, let's do this kind of aesthetic instead."
um
Yes, more goth and metal idols.
more
I agree with you.
yeah metal idols. That's yeah, that'd be cool. Um, so we talked about your debut. You also had a few performance, like in total, you have 8 performances, correct? Or
Is it 8? Yeah, I think it's 8 officially, but I've done like stuff off the side which I didn't really count. But as Knife Pleat like solo, yeah, I believe it's 8.
gotcha. Um, with those performances, do you run like the same set list all the time, or do you just like have different songs in each set?
I tend to switch songs in and out just depending just which songs I've been learning. Like for example, I've recently added one of Phantom Sita's songs into my set list, and I really love that song, so I've been bringing that to pretty much I think every official event I've done this year. I've been putting that song in. But I do eventually want to have a bigger like roster of covers that I do that I can switch them out each event so I can make it more like unique. Um like another one of course is Suki Suki Daisuki. That was another one of the ones that I switch out in often.
Um, is there like a usual theme or concept that you, or genre that you like go for?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes. I wouldn't say genre, but I would say like the songs that I like to choose are usually very passionate, like representations, especially of like love. I really love yeah, like the Phantom Sita song I sing is like my favorite of theirs. And it's very on borderline like obsessive kind of love. So like things that fit that my aesthetic, my yandere aesthetic I like to go for. Um and also just like songs that are just emotional and super hardcore, I really tend to gravitate towards.
gotcha. It's very interesting that like you run that kind of concept compared to like other people that I've interviewed. Yeah. Pa, 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 pa. Since it's been like yeah, it's been 1 year exactly, or more than 1 year that since you
Hmm.
debuted.
Yes.
Were there any goals that you wanted to achieve in that first year, and did you achieve those goals?
I had definitely quite a few goals that I didn't really push myself to really complete them, but for sure, for sure wanted to release a song and I did it. So um I was pretty proud of myself for doing that. I wanted to also start doing an album, which is in the works, but um I didn't really get to meet that goal, at least in the first year. Um Something else. Um, I I really really wanted to get into Anime Los Angeles for their idol showcase. That was probably another one of my top goals. I didn't end up making the cut, but I did end up getting an official performance there. I performed the halftime at the ALA not sorry ALA Next Top Star,
Oh,
which is basically like an American Idol kind of thing.
right.
Um, and so that to me, in my eyes, I'm like, okay, I performed at ALA, like that, mission accomplished.
Yeah, it counts. Was there anything else, or was that basically
I
it?
think that was it. Yeah, that was it for my first year. I just want to start off like just a little bit small, you know.
Yeah. So debut ALA. I think last year you also did the Gorilla Live, right, at Anime
Yes.
Expo, and
Yes.
then were there any other performances from then until the end of the year?
Yeah, I performed at this little convention in Oxnard. It's called IchigoCon. And I actually shared like this I was on the same stage that Barry performed on. I was like, whoa, like that to me I was like, oh my god, that's so cool. Yeah, there's other cool performers there as well. And I really liked that event. That was really fun. And I did a few. There was this small event called Weeb Fest that happened at the Westminster Mall. And I think that was it because I was really focused on working on music so I could release my single by the end of the year. So I think after like September, I kind of held back on like live performances. But yeah.
Pretty eventful first year. Lots of performances. So, and then segueing into that, at the end of the year, December 27, according to Spotify, um, you released Shiko or Shiko.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Chico, 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 Chico. I have my little
Ooh.
let's see. It is a print of the artwork that I have for the cover of the song. Um but yes, I decided to challenge myself and I'm like I'm going to write and make a song in 3 months.
Ooh.
And I did it. I did have to there was a point where I did have to delay it like a couple weeks because it was supposed to be released I believe it was like the first week of December and then stuff came up and then I had to release it after Christmas. So, um but yeah, I mean, honestly like I was pretty proud that I was able to do that um because I had been just wanting to make music for such a long time. And I have in the past worked on music. There was 2 songs I did with a DJ friend that I had before when I was in college. Um, but myself, like actually producing something was something I never did before. So to be able to do that, like I don't know, like I was just so happy like I could do that.
I was gonna ask because like, looking at the description of the MV, it was the music production was by you, the lyrics were by you, so it's it's very
All by me.
interesting. All by you. It's very interesting to see like a self-produced Kaigai idol. I feel like there isn't a lot of them. I think like the one that comes to mind is Sherry Ife, who like
Yes.
yeah, who learned I think on the spot like music production to do her stuff and like yeah,
Mhm.
that's cool. But like being self-produced is very, I would say, in my head, I guess rewarding but also difficult, right?
Yes, it is. It's rewarding, but yes, it's lots and lots of trial and error. It's lots of listening to basically the same song over and over and over and over and over again. And somehow I'm still not sick of it. But yeah, it's definitely a process and I really had challenged myself those 3 months that I worked on it. Somehow I just got through it. But um I do want to like inspire maybe other Kaigai idols that they also can like try, you know. I was thankful like my past self so like I said before, making music was always like a dream that I had. And I had bought with my first job, the first tax return that I got, I bought FL Studio.
Oh.
And I put in my computer and I downloaded it and I never used it.
Oh. What?
And then it felt when I started this music journey, when I started this idol journey, it felt like my past self was giving my present self like a gift in a way. Um, and so I just really started watching YouTube tutorials. I started just messing around with the sounds, and eventually I got something that turned into Shiko. So, yeah.
I mean, like, it's good that like past you just pre-bought FL Studio and then later on you used it.
Yeah.
Um, let's talk about the lyrics. So,
Hmm.
do you understand like Japanese or no?
Uh, Chotto, like okay. So I can, when I read it and I hear it, I can pretty much like understand, not super fluently, but I understand. Speaking it is another thing. Like I have a little bit of difficulty sometimes speaking it. But I have listened to, like I said, I've been listening to J-pop for almost 20 years now. So it's like phrases and certain words and sentences and word, like things like that, they all just kind of stick with me, especially poetically. So like I feel I have a better way of expressing myself, like maybe through like, yeah, poetry in Japanese, than maybe like speaking a sentence, because I'll probably just be like I don't know what I'm saying. But like when I hear it, I can generally like understand most of it. Um, yeah, it's weird that way. I'm same way with Spanish as well. I'm the same kind of way. Um, but yeah, I really hope that it was at least it made sense, at least lyrically, those lyrics. But I tried my best, so I understand if like maybe some of it didn't like come off grammatically correct. I really like tried my best with that. But I don't know. I just like expressing myself. I think Japanese is such a beautiful language. I've always thought that, and I grew up, I in California. Like, there's a very large population of Japanese people here, so I kind of just grew up with that um influence. So yeah. Mhm.
Yeah, I wanted to ask about that because like the lyrics are like from the MV or like judging from the MV, cool. So I was I was intrigued by that. What I want to like ask you like what were the lyrics about?
So I wanted to write a song that basically encompasses the feelings that I get, my gratitude towards the people who are cheering me on in life, especially in this endeavor. When I had originally told my friends, I'm like, hey, I want to become an idol. They're just like, oh, what now? But then once they saw me like start putting it into motion, I got like their full support. And so the lyrics are basically just saying how like even if this thing is meaningless, like it could mean a lot to someone. So for example, like pen light, I want to say, so like this light, it could just, it's just a light, right? But it could mean like the entire world to an idol. So I kind of wanted to have like that feeling um be in the lyrics. It also does have some parts like of a love song as well. And yeah, so I hope like that intention of the lyrics came through a little bit, so people can understand that what I was trying to say.
Were there any like songs that you were inspired by or like where Shiko took influence from?
Just went into it like I would say though, I obviously I do have a lot of influence from Ayumi Hamasaki. So maybe like I'm trying to think of the songs I was listening to a lot back then. I would say I really like her song Surreal. It obviously it does not sound like Shiko, but like maybe just like some of the elements and the like the passion that she puts into her lyrics kind of inspired me. I also, of course, like I mentioned before, I listen to a lot of Visual K. And so like my big three bands are Bugtick, Deer and Gray, and Tsukekyo. And so um someone had actually told me, I think it was someone from my band, um, who was like, well, hey, when I listened to Shiko, it kind of reminded me of like early 2000s Visual K, and I was like, whoa, that was like not the intention, but yes, like that's awesome. Um, so yeah, I didn't really have specific songs. I did kind of want to make it like a little anime-esque, like an opening, like an anime opening, like
I could I could tell like yeah, a little bit like snippets of it
a
could
little bit.
sound like an OP.
Yeah. So I kind of want to have it's like that like medium tempo kind of like song. So yeah, those were the inspirations behind Chico.
Do you remember like the first time you performed it and where that was?
So that was actually at my Gorilla Live at
Oh,
ALA. And so I had set up the entire show. It was basically kind of celebrating the single's release. So I performed at the end, and like there was people in the crowd. Oh my god, I'm trying not to choke up. There was people in the crowd who started chanting Shiko Shiko Shiko. And like I was trying not to cry as I was singing. I was just like, "Oh my god, like those are my lyrics and people are singing it." Um so yeah, that was my first time I sang it publicly, and then I sang it on a stage the first time at ALA as well. I sang it like I said at that the next
halftime,
top
right?
star.
Yeah, cool. It's very good that like first like some people first time hearing it and they're like very like receptive to it that they just chant and like
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
Uh,
that's why I love the like the Woda culture in SoCal a lot is like they're pretty like they can pick up on things super quickly and just go with it.
um, along with releasing it on streaming services, you also release a music video. Do you have like
Yes.
any anecdotes about shooting the video?
Ah, so I shot it at I shot it at multiple places. But the main places that I shot it at was Balboa Park in San Diego, and also at the beach. I forgot which beach. I think it was Newport Beach. Um, and we kind of just like it was just me and my friends, and we just kind of did something. I kind of had a story I was trying to do, and maybe eventually I'll continue that story. I wanted to have like these characters and like kind of like make it like I don't know, like some kind of like magical girl-esque like plot. Um but I didn't really have enough time to really work on it, so I feel like it kind of just got lost there. But I did have a lot of fun shooting it, and it gave me like more ideas on what to do in the future for music videos. So yeah.
Like there's I think it was from the music video, but there's a shot where the cameraman just I think was aiming at you and then they saw a bird and just like saw
Yes.
that.
Oh, that was so cool. Okay. So yes. Okay, let me tell you the story about that. So yeah, so I was just singing, you know, and dancing in front of the camera, and there was this crow, which is funny because like the crow is like part of like that little plot I was like trying to make. Like this was like prior to like us filming it, and like there was a crow there, and like it flew, and so yeah, um, my manager who was recording just followed it, and like I was just like, oh my god, that shot is so awesome. We
Yeah.
have to keep it.
Yeah, that like first time seeing that, that was like, "Oh, cool." So, um yeah. So we talked about Chico. Um, although it hasn't released yet, let's talk in slight detail about your second single, upcoming, called Calamansi. Uh,
Yes. I will talk about it as I take a sip from some calamansi juice.
yeah. I do want to
So
ask.
there's
Oh,
actually, yeah, go
oh,
ahead.
sorry. I do want to ask, like, what, like, why Calamansi?
So I have a story, and I will tell it to you because, yeah, like I said, the single's coming out soon, so I want everyone to be hyped for it. But yes, so in the beginning of the year, there's a convention that I went to, called Anime Impulse, and Anime Impulse, at least the one in LA in January, or was it February? I think it was February this year. It shares the same event space as Asian American Expo.
Oh,
And so in that expo, there's a lot of vendors selling little treats and goodies, and also so there was a vendor who had a bunch of juices, like they were just different flavors, and I came across the calamansi, and I was like, I've never tried it before. Like I've always like, I mean, I grew up having Filipino friends, so I've always heard of it, but I never had it. So I decided to try one of the samples and I was hooked. I was hooked. So I bought like a bunch of them. And then I just kept like saying calamansi. Like it just was like a fun word to say. I just loved it. And it tastes so good. But there's more to this story, okay? So I would say like a couple months later, I was just, like hanging out with someone that I like, and I was like saying calamansi, and they were like, "You should just write a song called Calamansi." And I'm like, you know what? Bet. And so I went home that day and I wrote like the first like I wrote like the first part to it, like half of it, all in like one night. And I'm like, this is gonna be a thing. This is gonna be a thing. So that's the inspirations to Calamansi, and then you'll find out the lyrics later. But it's basically about so there's this thing that especially like younger girls do, where if they have a crush on someone and they're talking about the crush with their friends, they usually give them a nickname. So like I just remember back in school, like I had a crush and I don't know, I called him like Oreo or something. So um Calamansi is a nickname. So it explains that in the song. So it's a really fun summary jingle. It has like it's kind of like, actually it's probably gonna be my most like typical stereotypical idol song, I think. Just because of like the synths that I use in it. They're very, it's like 8-bit, it's like kind of like that jam going on, and it's also tropical too. I have like some drums in there. So it's super summery, and I hope everyone loves it. It's gonna be released on August 30th, and I'm gonna have a party for it soon. So yeah, I'm excited for that.
yeah. Undisclosed beach area, apparently
Yes.
next week.
Yeah,
So,
to find out, yeah, you do have to buy the ticket.
I was gonna ask, like, was it gonna have like the same vibe as Chico? But from what you're saying,
No,
no, it doesn't.
it's totally different.
Yeah.
And actually, so there's gonna be a B-side to the song. So there's um there's a single and then there's an extra song that's gonna go with it. Both of them are super different from each other, and I've been telling people, I'm like, you might be a little shocked. But that's how I want to be as an idol. I want to be like very versatile. I want to just, I just want to be passionate about what I do. And so I might have things like one genre, and then yeah, the next minute I'll have something completely different.
I mean, it's good to like have some variety, or like
Y-
sometimes you do like have a concept, but also like a little bit of a sidestep, experiment with like a different genre as well. So
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to it.
Thank you.
Yeah, whenever it comes out on streaming services. Are you planning on like making an MV for it or no?
Have a plan for it. I don't know if I'm gonna have time to, because as soon as I wrap up production, I am starting on my next single,
Ooh.
which I already have like stuff written for. So it's like I have to kind of choose I don't know which single I want to prioritize maybe for that. But I know for sure for the next single that I have I want to do an MV for. So we'll see what happens. I might do like a visual or something or like a lyric video. Something like that. Mhm.
Interesting. Oh, one detail. Um, are the lyrics gonna be in JP or English?
So for Calamansi, it's going to be in Japanese. There is one line of English at the end, but yeah, just in Japanese. And then for the B side, Sharp, that is actually in English and in Latin.
Well, I'm very curious now. So about the B side. So interesting. Well, can't wait for that. If you're in the SoCal area and can attend the Calamansi release party, please do and buy a drink, a themed drink. Um, do you want to talk about the drinks? Like,
Sure. Okay. Yeah, so I'm gonna be serving up some drinks for the party. There is 4 different kinds of flavors. They're all calamansi based. The first one is inspired by my manager. It is called the Pure drink, and it has calamansi juice, and it's gonna be topped with a non-alcoholic blue curacao, and I can't remember if that one has whipped cream. I don't think so. I think it's just straight up like juice and stuff. And then I have my bodyguard. He has his own drink. It's called the spicy drink, and that one is kind of like a mango chamoy drink. So there's gonna be chamoy and tahini in that. And then there's my special drink, which is gonna be the bloody drink, and that is it's kind of like my twist on like a cherry limeade, except it's with calamansi. And that one is gonna have whipped cream on top. And then I have another one that's called the creamy, which is like a float basically, so it has ice cream in it.
oh, outside of you, there's also gonna be other performers, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I am actually going to be announcing that next week,
Ooh.
so keep your eyes peeled. I am choosing them tonight and sending out emails, so super excited for that.
Gotcha. Well, can't wait for that. I hope there's some recorded footage. I don't know. Maybe on their IG story.
Yeah, I'm gonna let people record if they want to. So yeah, you'll probably see something.
Neat. Well, can't wait for that. Upcoming single and a B-side. So, yeah. Might as well go into our last section, which is future slash retrospective. In general, are there any bucket list things that you want to check off throughout your idol career that you haven't yet?
Like I said before, eventually I would really love to produce a group, and like actually make the like original songs for them. Um, I think I would, like, of course, like with most Kaigai idols, would love to perform in Japan at least once. It can be like some like live house, like in the underground like area where no one goes. Like that's fine with me. Like, um, and what else? What else? I'm just like focused specifically, I think, on the music aspect and putting out music for myself. Maybe eventually I will open commissions for producing. Right now I kind of don't feel like comfortable doing that, but I think eventually when I level up my skills, I might think about it. And just I don't know. I It was always my dream when I was younger to perform at Anime Expo. So I can keep having that dream. And I don't know, just maybe doing a tour. Doing a tour would be cool.
Yeah. Like, I know Phoebe did like a tour 2 years ago, I think. Like, she
Mhm.
went from West Coast to East Coast to Mid Coast, not Mid Coast, but the Midwest. So I was like, maybe could do the same thing.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. Like it sounds super cool and interesting. It just sounds like a lot of work and
Logistics,
time
yeah,
and I'll get there eventually.
yeah.
I'll get there eventually.
Hopefully. Um, you talked about like ALA where there was a lot of people and like the performance where they were like chanting Chico Chico Chico. Uh, like, do you have a specific favorite performance out of the total amount that you've done?
So, I really enjoyed being at Next Level Idols, which happened at Level Up Expo in Las Vegas this year. That was the first like actual in-person idol showcase I was ever in. Of course, like it was very like I had a very short set list that I could do. Um, but that was like the biggest stage I ever performed on. And also there were so many people in the audience. It was really cool. Now the idol culture there's a little bit new, so like not a lot of people knew like chants and wotage and stuff. But I'm sure eventually that'll grow into something. But like it was so cool because I had a screen behind me and you can watch it on my YouTube. I posted my performance, but I was able to have video behind me, and that was super cool because that gave me ideas for like the future if I ever get a chance to perform on a stage like that again.
Uh, I think like I said it before the stream, but I really regret not going to Level Up
Yeah.
Expo to see you. I did
It's
promise, but
okay.
like I had stuff coming up, and I'm like, damn, I should have.
Oh.
But maybe in the future, maybe like USIF.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And I was hearing from the people who were running that idol showcase, is they're really gonna try for next year as well. So who knows?
yeah. Talking about like the Level Up Expo, like people like in the area, the Vegas area, we don't really have WODA. It's not like Cali. It's not like the SoCal scene. It's
Yeah,
very
yeah.
much
Mm-hmm.
starting up. Like
Yeah.
last year, there was no idol showcase. The only idol related thing that we had was like a panel about perfume and I think AKB, and that was it.
Oh.
So yeah, it's good that like we're starting up with showcases. So yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I definitely see it like everywhere honestly in America. Like it's just going to eventually like there's gonna be like all these idol events and stuff and I really love it. Like I love to see it.
We talked about favorite performance. Might as well go on the other side, 180. What would you consider your toughest performance that you've done currently?
Ooh, that's a tough one because I feel like most of them I generally had a good time. Um, I would say recently I performed at an event and this was not like their fault, but like there was rain
Ooh.
during Annie Pop. And so they had to switch the stage from like a T formation into like a L formation so that it didn't get wet. And I didn't expect that to happen and so I had to change like my choreography a lot and just how I was singing and I feel like it wasn't my best performance. Um so there's definitely some times where yeah, like things will happen like that or like technical difficulties, things like that. Um, but I feel pretty blessed. Like most of the events that I've been to um, have gone really well.
Neat. Like I usually ask like favorite performance and then either weirdest performance or toughest performance just to get like
Yeah.
the yin and yang basically.
Yeah.
Is there anyone in the Kai Guy scene that you look up to? I know like you said like you performed at Ichigo Con and then you said you performed on the same stage as Barry. Is there anyone else in that scene that you really look up to or like inspires you?
Yes. and you did mention her before, but Sherry Ife is probably my like Kaigai Oshi right now. I actually got to meet her during Anime Expo. She had a ofukai, and I was able to meet her and talk with her, and oh my god, I was like fangirling on the inside. But I really love how she writes her music and makes it, and you know, that's something that's along the lines of what I'm trying to do. So um I feel like, yeah, like I'm super inspired like every time I hear one of her songs. I have her album like on repeat all the time. But I was so happy to meet her, and like yeah, like I just like I was like not cried, but like I was definitely like
Yeah. I had Cherry, I think, on last year. Yeah, it was
Mhm,
Northwest Side of Fest Arc. So yeah,
mhm.
she was really interesting to talk to, and like going into like the self-produced side of things was uh interesting to hear about as well. And
Yeah.
yeah, um, even though you've been like in the scene for a short time, I would say you would have enough experience to like say or like give some advice to idols that are currently debuting or like already experienced. Since there are idols that watch this show, new
Mhm.
and already debuted.
Yeah. So, I would say don't really chase after perfection, because it's never gonna really happen. um I would say like have like this idea of the goal that you have in mind, but if you don't meet it, don't be too hard on yourself. So yes, don't be super hard on yourself if you don't make those goals or whatever you have. I would also say, like I said before, kind of start getting used to getting rejected from events. Start like building like a tough skin for that. And just keep going, like just keep doing it, because there's a lot of people who will start and then they kind of will stop. And you know, there's legitimate reasons. Like it's not for everyone. That's why I like to have like the guerrilla events and stuff, is like to give people who maybe don't have the opportunities to, they have a opportunity to perform, and you know, maybe they can see if they like it or not, and if
Right.
they want to go in that direction. um I would also probably say like it's tough too, because sometimes you know, people have different goals in mind when it comes to what they want with their idol journey. So there's some who do want to make like a career kind of out of it, and then there's some who just want to do you know, it's a hobby. um just kind of figure out like maybe what you want um in the long run, I think. And hmm, just I would say at the end of the day, like you just gotta have fun with it too. You have to have a good attitude about it, because if you're just trying to, like I said, perfection, if you're just trying to do like good performance, get sales, like all these things, like you're gonna lose the heart of it. So always just try to keep that passion going.
Right. Yeah, people have different motivations. Like people do
Hmm.
some people do this as a career, and some people just do this as a hobby and as for fun. So it's you sometimes you do have to make that like distinction as well. Um
Yeah.
is there anything that you want to improve on currently?
Mm. Yes, so I'm not the greatest dancer. I've always been very uncoordinated with like my legs, especially. Like I feel like I'm just like, what is the term? Like two left feet.
Two left feet, yeah.
um, so I would like to practice a little bit more when it comes to that. And just like I guess like just like my stamina during performances. There's a lot of songs that I have in my set list I really have to belt. especially like the Akina Nakamori songs. She belts a lot, and like to dance while doing that is very hard. So that's why another reason why I'm not like super I'm not a well-versed dancer is because I have to prioritize my vocal skills instead. So I kind of want to find like this like leverage like in between there. I want to work on that a little bit more, I think. I also want to try to put out like more covers, more content kind of stuff. I work a full-time job, so it's a little hard to have time for that, but I definitely want to work on at least doing a little bit more than what I'm putting out right now.
Well, I look forward to like more content. Like I know you have like performance videos. Yeah, I think like a cover on your YouTube channel as well. So
Mhm.
I'm looking forward to more stuff if you can, if you have the time. So
Yes.
um, how long do you think, or how long do you want to keep being an idol? Like how long do you want to keep
Mm.
at it?
So, when it comes to an idol, I I don't really have like a set point where I'm like, okay, I'm gonna stop at this point. I feel like I'm gonna evolve with it, and I'm already seeing it like right now. For example, let me just sorry to derail things, but
Oh, it's
let
fine.
me just mention the band that I'm in. So I'm in this like collective band called Emo Rain. They're based in San Diego, and they're like a collective band that has like we have like I don't know like 50 members, but we change in and out for each like event. And they also have been especially recently showcasing like idols, and we'll have idols come and collab and dance to the songs with live music. And performing with a live band kind of really has been not shifting gears within my mind, but like it's been opening my eyes to certain things. And I have like inspiration from that. And I might maybe want to go towards like that kind of path. But I still do love idols and idol culture, and I do have a saying that I will I say to at least performance wise that I will say to my friends and stuff, but I'm just like I will graduate when I'm dead. Like I'm never gonna be putting out a graduation announcement ever. Unless something super bad happened. But knock on wood, that will never happen. But I just want to keep performing and being on stage for as long as possible. And if that's an idol, if that's just a singer, who knows? But idol, like I see myself at least being here for at least another 5-10 years, like in the community, just trying to at least uplift other people as well. Um, so yeah, I don't really see like an end to that, at least in the seeable future.
Gotcha. I think like when I ask like most idols, they usually like say whenever. What like I think Phoebe said she wanted to be like hella old on stage and might and still perform.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Wait, have you seen? Okay, sorry to derail again, but have you seen? There's a idol group in Japan, and all of their members are 60 plus.
Oh
I
yeah.
think they're called 17. Um, they're so adorable. I love them, but I'm just like I want to be you.
Just you know, back problems with a walker.
Yeah.
Still singing.
Let's go.
um, I think like one last thing that I usually ask: if you could go back in time, current you, go back in time to like the very first performance that you were gonna do, 2024 Knife Pleat, what would you tell them?
I would tell her that that it's definitely gonna be a process. Like it's not like I'm not the person who's like I want to be famous kind of thing. Like it's like I just want to have like I said make music, um, but also to keep doing what I'm doing. Just keep going through it. People are gonna call you insane for doing what you do, but just keep pushing through it. And like, there's times where I'm gonna fall off a little bit. I'm gonna be, I have depression sometimes. Like that's gonna happen. It's inevitable. But always just pick yourself up from there and just keep moving forward with the dreams that you have. Because they're coming into fruition.
Very good lesson, or very good advice that you would tell yourself from last year. I think that would conclude this interview, but we have like one last one last segment of the show that people like but I don't like, but we have to keep it going.
Oh.
It's called The Worst Pep Talk Ever, where I for 1 minute have to give the guest you a pep talk. So yeah, let's do this. 1 minute. Knife Pleat, I can't wait for the upcoming single Calamansi and the B-side. I can't wait for that. I love the concept that you have. It's very, 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 very different compared to like anyone else like in the scene. And like I guess like your attire is very much it caught my eye cuz like it's very gothic. It's yandere. I want you to keep going. Shiko was very good, and I do want to see how you progress as an artist and also as an idol. And honestly, just keep going. Like I know like you've started like last year, it's been 1 year, but keep going until forever, I guess. And yeah, I just want to see you progress. So that's all. And that is
Thank you.
It's been 1 minute and 3 seconds. So yeah.
Hey.
Honestly, yeah, I look forward to like all the upcoming stuff that you want to do. So yeah.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate that.
And that concludes this episode of IDOLEYEZ. If you haven't yet followed Knife Pleat, go to their card, follow their Instagram, follow their Blue Sky. I think you have a Blue Sky. Donate to their Ko-Fi. I think, as you said, like after Calamansi, you'll put some stuff on the Ko-Fi merch shop, right?
Yes. So ticket sales for the release party go on sale next weekend. So keep your eyes up for that. I do have I guess like a performance announcement, kind of, if anyone's in the area. My friend Lumi from Emo Rain is having a birthday live, and I believe you can probably find more information on their profile. Oh, I don't have the app, but I will post it on my story. But I'm gonna be doing a little performance, and I'm doing stuff that you normally wouldn't see me do. I'm gonna be singing some Japanese punk songs and J-rock kind of stuff. So yeah, I'll be there. And then other things. Next month is a big month for me. So I have a merch drop coming out soon, and it'll be on my Ko-fi. I'll post links to that later. And then the Calamansi single will be released on August 30th. So I'm super hyped. Woo.
Can't wait. So we were gonna use like IDOLEYEZ has been running a bi-weekly schedule because I've been wanting to take a break mentally, but we might as well start going back to weekly schedules, weekly episodes, because I think I'm ready for that again. But next week we're back to weekly schedules. Next Friday we have a guest. Might as well announce it now, and then tomorrow I'll do the official post and whatnot. But our next guest is Chrysalia, who
Yes. Okay. I can't wait.
Chrysalia was in chat, but they are an alt idol in the Texas area, and they released an EP, and also, just like Knife Pleat, also had their first year anniversary. So, yeah, back-to-back alt idols. I didn't realize that, but yeah, we'll have them on next week. Not. Wow. Okay. Yeah, that's wrong. The it's not Wednesday. It is July 25th, which is a Friday. I have to fix that. Well, we'll fix that in post. But Chrysalia, episode 57 on Friday next week. Yeah. But that is it.
Okay, I'm excited for that.
Yeah. That is it for this episode. Thank you, Knife Pleat, for being on the show. The VOD will be up.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for being on. The VOD will be up tomorrow on YouTube. youtube.com/@IDOLEYEZ101. Subscribe to that. Yeah, and then next Friday, Chrysalia, episode 57, IDOLEYEZ. Yeah, we'll try to keep the weekly schedule going until I burn out. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. Thank you everyone in chat, and we will be going to the ending screen. Goodbye. Oh, take care, brush your hair, and be kind.
No
and
knife,
rewind.
no life.
No knife, no life.
No life.
No knife, no life. All right, let's go to the ending
Bye.
screen. Bye bye.